Ann Arbor businessman who asked Democrats and asked independents to help him top a crowded Republican primary is going to be and is now the nominee for the GOP in the race for governor, Rick Snyder, who is 52 years old, an Ann Arbor Republican. 3 degrees he holds from the University of Michigan and was the head of the Gateway Corporation and called himself one tough nerd, got himself into the act during the Super Bowl, and hasn't worn a necktie any time that I've ever seen him. He's the winner this morning. How do you feel today?
I feel great, Michael Patrick. It's great to be with you.
No rest for the weary, huh? After a night like that, here you are back at it this morning taking calls. I imagine your BlackBerry, if you have one, has been buzzing all night.
Yeah, well, that's part of the effort you need to do, and I'm excited about it. We need to get going and reinvent Michigan. I'm ready to go.
When do you allow yourself a minute to sit down and examine the magnitude of what you've accomplished?
Well, I view it as these are just steps. Until I actually get to the office and show real substance to the people, I don't know how much I've really accomplished. The accomplishment will come by making Michigan a better place and actually getting there and getting real work done.
Yeah, but, I mean, you beat a congressman, you beat an attorney general, you beat, an Oakland County sheriff who's had a statewide campaign before. Is that all Jake Susky, or you must have done some of that yourself, too?
No, I'm proud of that, and there are a lot of good people that were in this race. So it was a good race. I appreciate all the efforts they have, and hopefully we can bring people together, because that's what I want to do. So we've already had some outreach, and I've reached out to them to say, let's start working together to reinvent Michigan, and we need to continue to broaden that base and make it a Michigan-wide effort of people of all different backgrounds to say the broken system of partisanship, of special interests, doesn't work anymore. There's a better way to do things, and let's just get on that path.
You say you've already reached out to people. You've made some calls. Who have you talked to?
Well, I had nice discussions with a number of the people that were running and a number of the great supporters that were there. So I'm going to be on the phone quite a bit today to have dialogue with people to say, now that we're in this next phase, let's just continue to add to the momentum we have, because the support I had was fabulous. And the way I described the race is we didn't run against the other people. We ran for Michigan. We ran for a bright, positive future for Michigan. And that created a special spirit in all the people in this process, all the wonderful volunteers that made hundreds of thousands of calls, that knocked on so many doors. And let's just continue that momentum, add to it, and let's carry it beyond the election. I always tell people that there's a phase here of the campaign, going through the primary, then the general, but the hardest work will start in January. And I want to keep that fire and passion of all the supporters and the people of Michigan in January and beyond for the next 2-3 years. There's a lot of hard work to be done. Let's just go get it done.
Have you then spoken to each of the other would-be the candidates who that you competed against? In other words, do you have concession calls at that level where they ring you up when they realize you've won?
Yeah, they were very kind in their comments,
really?
And I appreciate that.
Huh. Interesting. Are you worried now that you're going to be really under the microscope? You had 5 candidates total before in the Republican primary, so it was spread around a bit. But now, when you start to go up against the unions and against Verge Bernero, they're going to be looking under every nook and cranny for anything they can find about you. Does that worry you?
No, I've led a clean, positive life to go with a clean, positive campaign. So we're on the right path to make this happen, and we had lots of people looking already. And unfortunately, one thing I would like to see change, I doubt it will happen in this campaign, is we need to do something about changing the laws on disclosure and transparency, because these shadow groups, whether they're attacking other candidates or me, wasn't really right. I mean, if you think about it, free speech is one thing, but they should have to identify who they are. And to do it behind, shadow organizations and such, and all the robocall attacks without identifying themselves, that's not the right way to do things. We won't change it this cycle, but going forward, that's on my list of saying there's a better Michigan and a better way to do things.
Well, you are going to be tested. We know that. I mean, there's no question about it. There are going to be charges. They're going to get under your skin, and you're going to have to try to keep your composure as best you can. But you've passed the playoffs now. This is the Super Bowl, and this is the NFL, and you've got to expect some of that, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm doing it because I love Michigan. That's why I'm running. I love the state, and we deserve a better answer. We need to raise the bar on our government, on our political system, and I'm bringing that passion and fire. It's an opportunity to help 10 million people. I've been very fortunate, very successful, built a lot of great organizations, created a lot of jobs. But this is a chance to give back. And so I'm really focused on it, and it's clearly worth it. I've got a thick skin, and we're just going to go get this done.
How much money are you willing to spend on the general election now, having plopped down so much coin in the primary?
Well, I don't view it as spending money. I view it as investing in Michigan's future. And we're on a positive path, and we'll have the resources to do well in the next phase.
How much you think it'll take?
No specific numbers.
Okay.
We're working hard on it, and we'll have a great campaign. I think we did a great job in the first phase, and we're going to continue that, again, positive atmosphere about saying, let's run for Michigan in the next phase.
Have you thought at all about a running mate yet?
No specifics, but I'm looking for people that really support the vision for Michigan, the era of innovation, our 10-point plan, and also, very importantly, our values. Because it's important that we add something new to the political world about having higher values and standards than what they've had in the past. And there are a number of good people, I'm sure, that fit that bill, good Republicans that would do great in the position, and we'll be doing that analysis over the next month.
Since you run as the outsider, the non-politician, does that prevent you from choosing an elected official or a politician as lieutenant governor?
Prevent it at all. Again, the key criteria is merit, that there's someone that's great to go, and they share the vision, values, and plan that we've put together. So there could be good people in Lansing. Because, again, the issue in Lansing is there are a lot of good, well-intentioned people in Lansing, but they're in a broken culture. And one of the things I want to bring is the best way to turn that culture around and get it to be a positive, constructive one where we deliver real results for real people.
Did you sleep at all last night?
Oh, sure did.
Did you?
Yeah, I had fun. That celebrated some, but just like I said, I view this as just another step. So I went to bed, got up, got fired up. Let's just go.
Okay, you're on the hot foot this morning on the trail already. Thank you very much for the time, and we'll be talking again very soon, Rick Snyder. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Michael Patrick. It's great to talk with you.
Thank you. The winner last night, GOP candidate for governor, Rick Snyder.